Hello everyone. I failed to quit my job 2 times. Then I became eventually successful in doing a business. And then I diversified myself into multiple businesses. Now, during my journey, I learned that why I was not able to quit the job. And that's the story of every corporate employee who is so much passionate about quitting the job. And no matter how smart or talented you are, sometimes we end up in miserable jobs and we are unable to quit the jobs. So, in the following podcast conversations, I'm going to give you some real life insights which I have used in my life so that you can use the same framework if you are passionate about to quit your job. So, joining me is my own friend and the co-producer of this podcast is Ryan Lobo. So, let's jump in. So I worked in different sectors, right? I started my career with like insurance sector. I worked in the telecom sector. I worked in technological sector. I also worked in offshoring center. Now throughout my career, I used to get obsessed with like quitting a job. I used to get frustrated that, I don't have a good leadership. I am not getting promoted very easily. There is a discrimination and I don't have more money, and I had a lot of reasons. So I was so much obsessed to quit a job. But the first thing I realized in my life and that realization I had in my life after I become failed in 2 times in quitting job. Because I started certain projects and it did not work. I had to get back again to the same company.
Okay.
So my journey is something that I used to think the way most of the corporate employees think in the entire world. I'm sure you are aware that every second or third employee who is going to the job is also thinking the same thing. That I'm so frustrated, I'm not getting enough leaves, I want to spend time with my family, I deserve more, my boss is not good, there is a discrimination. We all feel that. And I think somehow it comes from our ego also. Sometimes those things are not right. Because that's a problem with everyone then. If you think that you have a better idea in your life, and if you deserve more, but then every second person is feeling the same way. There is nothing unique about it.
Yeah.
Right? So one of the first realization I had in my life that if I want to really work on my dream, on my ideas, and if I feel that I deserve more, I have more talent, then first lesson is that you have to become a leader in your life.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, I think many men today, they grow up but they're still children.
Yeah, wow, nice. Yeah.
And it's that leadership happens only when you are put in a tight position where you have to make your own decisions.
Yeah, that is really something good. So what is the basic definition of leadership? That the day you start accepting the consequences in your life.
Yes, and the
Responsibilities. And in job, did you observe something? Whenever you work in corporate sectors, it's very easy to get away from the consequences.
Yep.
Because getting fired is not that easy. It will take time. You will have multiple chances. Or what? If I get fired from company A, I'll join company B. Right? So we can avoid our consequences as much as possible. I can say, my boss is bad.
Right.
This company is not good.
Yep.
My colleagues are doing politics.
Yeah.
Right? So first mindset that I had to work, and it was very bitter to digest this pill when I said to other people, is to become a leader. Because first, if you want to quit a job, imagine you will quit job only when you accept the consequences. Otherwise, why would you quit?
Yeah.
So that is something, it is a bitter pill to talk or even digest, but that is the biggest lesson you can take away from me, or something we can learn if you want to quit a job. Right? Now, let's talk about something else which is way more important than point number 1. Which is the reason why 99% people are unable to quit the job is because we are all scared of public failure.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure you also experience that when we talk about a lot of things off the camera.
Yeah.
Right? So I have a very beautiful yet dangerous example what I face in my life.
Oh, really? Tell us.
So one time I quit the job and I started something, it did not work. And I had to pay my bills. So I had to again join the same company. Now I had one manager. He came to me at my desk and he said,
So wait, you quit your job?
yeah.
And then you had to join the same company.
Same
again.
company, because things did not work.
Okay.
And these people knew me.
Yeah.
So I wanted an easy way inside again rather than
Right.
any other companies,
Right.
right? So I went there. My manager came to me and he said, see, we told you so. You are so rebellious.
Yeah.
Things don't work like that in real life. Businesses are not for us, right? Now, it was a very bitter pill to digest. And I had a lot of criticism from my own family members also.
Yes.
And the reason why it happens is that, first of all, you are in India, you are in middle class family, and middle class families do not accept the failure very easily.
Yes.
On top of that, it's very natural for our parents or sibling to just focus on the bills. They'll say our safety is to have a stability.
Stability. Absolutely.
They are not looking for the next $10 million. They are looking for the next month's bills and the responsibilities.
Yeah.
And it's hard for them to understand any dream or passion you are talking about. And they are not actually wrong also, right? And I'm sure you also experience few things inside or outside of your
Yeah,
circle.
absolutely. I mean, as a family, you need to make sure, okay, your house is taken care of, your children are taken care of. That sometimes becomes like the priority.
Yeah. So, public failure is something which puts you down in a very darker phase. Because you have responsibilities. And especially, let's say, if you want to quit a job but you are coming from a lower middle class or a middle class background, it's very, very hard to justify those things. So I learned those bitter lessons, and there was a dark period where I did not have support from the family members or my colleagues or someone. And another lesson I have learned in my life, that while you are working in a corporate sector, never have a mistake to consider your colleagues as your friends. They are just people with whom you are working. So many colleagues also react very negatively.
When you quit your job.
When I quit and I failed in my business and I had to come back.
Yeah.
Because it was proving their theory that let's stick to the miserable jobs. Because their comfort zone was getting validated again and again compared to what I was trying to do.
Right.
So it was like, my theory is not working, but yeah. So they were like, okay, now our theory are working. Now we have better example to prove that why no one should quit the job.
Right.
Because business is not everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, second lesson, public failure. Many people do not have that courage. I realize that it requires too much courage. You have to swallow too much criticisms from your nearby people. There are many bitter pills you have to digest. So that's why first you have to become a leader. Second, you have to accept the public failure also. So these are some things which are never going to be discussed in any society or any groups. And that's why it's so important that we discuss those things, right? Another thing is that when it comes to job, what I've realized is that, let's say there is someone who is working in Bengaluru, a software engineer.
Yep.
Somebody is working in Ahmedabad. Someone is working in Pune, professional people, getting a very good package or something. My question is, when you appear for an interview, are you getting paid for your skills? Or are you getting paid for your time? Or is there any even consideration or compensation for the time you are giving?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you get only hired for your skills. It's given that you are going to give you 9-10 hours.
Yes.
And you know, corporate world, it's never about like 7 or 8 hours.
Yeah.
It always more than that. Your weekends are not your weekends. Your morning is not your morning. And then you have to sleep, you have your other reasons. So actually you are sold out for your entire life.
In the corporate world.
In the corporate world.
Okay.
Because then you will not have time for anything. You will end up compromising your health also. Right? So the day I realized that, am I getting paid for my skills, or is there any value of my time? Because there was no actually value of my time. I was getting hired only for my skills, right? And for that matter, anyone who is getting hired. And for me, when I look at the people who work 20-25 years in corporate sectors, and when I looked at them, when I visited them, they almost had nothing in their life. Because If you have a really, really nice degree from top colleges,
Yeah.
then something makes sense that your package is so good that many of the things will worth it. But then how many people have those kind of packages? Maybe less than 1%, 2%.
Absolutely.
So I am talking about not those people. I'm talking about all other 98% of people.
Yeah.
That you will work 20, 25 years. You can't have that legal seat to be forwarded to your children also. Your network is so small. Your network is inclusive of only those people who are running after the next promotion or next bigger salary or something like that. You can't even learn from them.
Yeah.
Right? So I had a question in my life, what is the value of my 1 hour? And the day you realize that what is the value of 1 hour, your payment will not even match to that. And that value of your 1 hour shouldn't come from your ego. That my value is X amount because I deserve something. You have to sit down and figure it out, that whether you have something inside that you can convert it into the business. So we are often taught by the schools, parents and a society that getting a job is the biggest achievement in your life. So we never value our time. Never ever. If you look at even the cricketers, you can't meet any of your favorite cricketer for more than 30 seconds. More than 5 seconds. Because their time is so important for them. Every seconds count. But for us it's very different. In our corporate sector, nobody cares for our time. Our bosses or leader will call us. We have to open up a laptop. We have to work on the weekends. Our morning is not ours. Our evening is not ours. Right? So that realization was very hard for me. But when I started to value my own time, then other things become very easy to give up. Then things were not blurry in my life. And this is something that every person in a corporate world should think about it. I am not saying that you should quit your job. It depends on you. What are your goals in your life and what you want to do. But at least have a habit to sit down and understand that what is the value of your time. Because the day you will understand the value of your time, you will start to learn saying no also. To the jobs, to the people, to the leaders, to the family, so many things. And we have to learn to say no to many things in our life. Right? There is a thing that I've realized which is called as job mindset and business mindset. So, if you want to quit a job, the biggest mindset challenge is to develop a business mindset.
Just on that, I just want to check. I don't think everybody is built for business.
Yeah, true.
Okay?
Yeah.
And also, I don't think that everybody should do business. Because business, there's a lot of risk.
Yeah.
Right? And that most of the people are not willing to take that risk.
Yeah.
But also, the business world needs people who are dependable.
Yeah.
You can't get everybody to do a business, then the economy will not run.
Yeah.
So you do need both sides of the table, you know. And how do you develop that business mindset?
Okay. If you say that not everybody is suitable for the business, then other side of the table is not everybody is suitable for the job also.
That's true.
For example, in my life, I was suffering in the jobs. Even though I did not have a money, did not have a backup, but I was always aggressive to quit a job because I never seen myself fitting into that crowd that I'll spend my life this. Now many of my colleagues are not suffering, they are enjoying the job, even if the job are miserable, even if they are facing financial issues in their life, even if their life is not improving. If you are not upset, if you are not deeply dissatisfied, you will never go for the business, right?
Yeah.
So I have seen that I cannot fire a passion in someone's belly if they are not made for the business. So I can connect to your point that not everybody is meant for the business, and we need both the people in this world.
Yes.
So there is nothing right or wrong, but yeah, there are people who desperately try to quit the job and they need some guidance. Now, good question, that how you can develop a business mindset. So we have to go back to the first point, that develop the leadership mindset first. Get ready for the public failure.
Yes.
And most importantly, if you observe the people working in a corporate sector, and if you observe the people working in the business sector, you will see that the people who are in a corporate sector have a fixed mindset. That means they will like the certainty in their life. They are not made for uncertainties, or they will not like uncertainties.
Yeah.
let's say you have an idea, you start working on it. Things are not very clear at the initial stage.
Absolutely.
As you go ahead, you have to figure it out many things.
Yeah.
And the people who are working in corporate sector, and even I can say I was also a victim of that mindset, is that I was waiting until things become clear, then only I will quit the job. Or there should be this certainty or something like that.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, if you work longer time in a corporate world, I have seen even a smart and talented people are addicted to that certain behaviors, that fixed payment, fixed promotion, fixed rules, fixed rewards, and they can't work outside of that particular zone. And you know what? I have so many smart, amazing, and talented colleagues who actually deserve more than me. And I know that they can build wealth 10 times what I have built right now. And they also know that they are capable actually, because I have a lot of conversations with them.
Yeah.
But they are afraid to go outside of their zone. They don't know whether how much wealth they will be able to build. So they will go back and say, you know what? I'll choose the certain payment. I'll choose the fixed things.
Yeah.
Because when you say that business mindset, the biggest quality of business mindset is to work with uncertain things. And the reward for uncertain thing is there is no limit about how much wealth you build,
Yeah.
or how much time you can spend with your family, or how many vacations you want to take. You design your own life. Where is the limitation? So that is something, if somebody wants to start business mindset, try to be very comfortable to touch lot of uncertainty in your life. The day you start to do it, slowly things will become very clear.
So you got to get used to uncertainty. You
Yeah.
got to get used to there being nothing to fall back on.
Yeah.
That's a lot of risk. That's a lot of
Yeah.
what can I say? Like you don't know if tomorrow is going to be okay.
Yeah. So I come from a lower middle class background. So when I quit my job and I failed, I did not have any financial backup. I could not run to my parents or anyone. I had to had my own backup, or I had to borrow funds from someone else that, give me fund for next 6 months because I failed and I have to pay my bills and it will take time to get another job, or I have a gap of this one. So if you have an excuse, if you are working in a corporate world that I deserve more, I'm so talented, blah, blah, blah. And if you say that I don't have a money or resources, look at my life and even look at many people. They never had any backup. They did it regardless.
Yeah.
But that comes back to the another point that you highlighted. Maybe some people are not made to take that kind of risk. They cannot digest. That is also true. But what I've realized is that if you are so aggressive and rigid in your life, then you will find one way or another. Because when I tried things second time, sometimes you will find people, partner who will believe in you. You will end up getting resources.
Yeah.
It's very much possible that your support system may not be your family,
Right.
your colleagues, but somebody that you never thought of,
Yeah.
right? Let's say we have started this podcast channel because I met you. We never knew each other,
Yep.
right? We got connected through social media,
Right.
right? And then you say, okay, let's jump in. We worked on so many things, right? So you become a partner in my success out of nowhere,
Correct.
right? So that I've experienced. Sometimes you meet someone who will not only contribute that skills, but sometimes will say, you looks like a good guy. I think you will do something in your life. I think I should bet on your courage. How much you want?
Right.
Or I'll put at least X amount. So your support system will always be someone outside of your current circle. And never get disappointed if your family or friends or colleague do not support you.
Okay.
It's okay. Because from their mindset, this is too much risk. And they can't digest supporting you with that kind of risk.
Yeah.
That is also a very bitter pill. So if you look, I'm saying bitter pills, but yeah, every pill is bitter pill.
Yeah.
And that's what I experienced, and that's why I wanted to share with you. Because I have many colleagues, many people reach out to me. They say, you did it after failing 1 or 2 times. How can I do it? And their questions are always, I'm so frustrated and I deserve more. And my answer is, that's the story of every corporate employee.
Absolutely.
Every person who is going on their job in the morning thinks they deserve better. Their manager sucks. And they have more talent in the world. But those are not the reasons.
Yeah.
Right?
Those are not reasons to quit.
Those are not reasons to quit, and those are not the reason that you will say, no, I deserve more and I should do the business. You will fail horribly.
That's true.
Like, again, let's come back to your point. You are not made for the business,
Mm.
but you feel you deserve more and that's why you want to do business.
Mm.
You will fail very horribly and you will go back to the job very miserably also.
Mhm.
Right? One more point is that when you want to quit a job, one of the another biggest lesson I learned, and I trained myself very hard, and it's my regret that how ignorant I was and why I did not do that earlier.
Mm.
Why I had many excuses in my life. Why I was focusing on the bad managers. Why I was focusing who is getting the promotion. Why I was focusing on the manipulation done by my colleagues to get a promotion.
Mhm.
Because I was just surrounded with frustrations, discrimination, unfair things.
Mhm.
But I did not put my energy on working something else which is beautiful and creative for me.
Mm.
So you can't change the world that way. You can't go to any IT company, any pharma company and say that my manager will change tomorrow.
Yeah.
This company's culture will change tomorrow. It's never gonna happen.
Yeah. You can't focus on the external.
Yeah. So rather than using my energy to get frustrated, to complain, why not I work on my side project? Why not I give it everything to my side project?
Mm.
And that thing was very hard to even understand that. Even I did not have that objective reality
Yeah.
that, oh my God, this is a stupid mistake I'm doing. How ignorant I am that.
Mm.
Because sometimes I wasted my years to complain about these things.
Okay.
And I thought, I cannot change the managers and leaders to build wealth in my life
Mm.
or to improve my life.
Yeah.
These are my objectives, not their objectives.
Yeah.
And I wish I could not have invested my energy in that negative sources.
Yeah.
And life became so much fun and easy when I really put my heart and every efforts in my side projects. It turned out to be good and it was super smooth to transition. Right? So I think the biggest mistake that we all do is that if you want to quit a job, start working on something else, as simple as that. The moment that thing becomes successful, you can quit the job within 1 hour also.
Yeah.
Is anyone stopping you? No. When I took a decision with my current partner right now, we took a decision just within 1 day that the business is going fine. We have enough backup for next 2 years actually in financially. Let's quit right now.
Mm.
And we discussed this thing inside our job premises on the
Oh,
floor
really?
while our managers and leaders were there.
Okay.
And we just sent an email. And they were so surprised that why you both wanted to quit. But we took a decision. Oh, we have a nice backup for 2 years.
Mm.
This thing is working really fine. This is the right time to take another risk.
Mm.
And then we survived. And then we progress in our life.
Okay.
Right? But everything comes at a cost. Too much hard work, too much sacrifice, many failures, many bitter failures. But the reward is, now my morning is mine. Now I have a really nice wealth. I don't have to ask 5 people to take 2 days of vacations.
Mm.
Right? And most importantly,
What do you mean 5 people to take?
for example, if you are in corporate world
Mm.
and if you go to any place to enjoy your weekend,
Yeah.
you need to ask 3 to 4 managers to enjoy just 2 days.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, within next half an hour, I can fly anywhere.
Mm.
Right? So, I later realized that compared to even wealth, the biggest motivations for you should be your time.
Right.
Because wealth can be a good thing and it's a good thing. But how about the time?
Mm.
I'm now not losing my time.
Yep.
I can enjoy my morning the way I want to be. I can enjoy my evening the way I want to be.
Mm.
I can go anywhere and I can meet anyone. So you should actually crave for that kind of freedom.
Mm.
Right? There is a beautiful quote that I came across recently. I forgot the name of the author. But he said, I don't care how much amount you have in your bank.
Mm.
Or I don't care how much wealth you have. But if somebody is deciding when you should start work, when you should take a leave, and which kind of clothes you wear, then you are not a free person.
Yeah.
And you
So
are not
true.
even rich.
Yeah.
Because that money or everything you have is of no use if somebody is deciding or controlling your entire life.
Mm.
And the reason why these things are very hard to talk, and even my some colleagues don't take it positively, because from childhood, our parents, our society, our neighbors, our relatives, our teachers,
Our schools, yeah.
they train us to be employees. So many of the people have a hard time to digest, only and unless you come to certain realities. For example, recently we went through Corona,
Right.
which was the biggest crisis. Now some of my colleagues were faced financial issues, and I end up getting their calls.
Yep.
Right? Now these same colleagues defended their miserable jobs, defended their so much loving managers, and they confess that their life is designed surround a lot of EMIs and loans, that they cannot digest the gap of few months, because many companies fired people. Sometimes they did not give the promotion during Corona, or you ended up getting different jobs. You have a lot of liabilities in your life. So many people who just look fine with the titles in the corporate world do not have enough savings or any backup for the next 6 months or 8 months.
Yep.
And since I'm in finance industry also, I have my own fintech firm, I ended up getting so many messages. And that was a horrible situation to witness, that as far as you have a monthly payment, you never think for long term. You never have any investment. You never have any wealth, because you were so much fine in your comfort zone that you were okay until crisis happens. So people change their mind only when life kicks them really hard. Because if I have a conversation with you or anyone, although maybe I'm right or wrong, another person will not get convinced until the life kicks them. Right? Because that's how we get motivated to do something. And Corona is something that I also learned many lessons, that how, if you don't plan for your life, if you don't have multiple sources of income, and if you were never serious about building your wealth, then I have seen horrible situations within my own friend circle also.
Oh, really?
Right? So I think this is something that we can talk about in another episode also, because it's a huge thing, financial planning and wealth building. But something I want to talk about right now. Okay. That brings us to one more topic. That while we are doing a job, apart from all the reasons that we have discussed so far, one dangerous reason that why some people are not quitting the jobs is because they are attached to their friends and colleagues so much that they don't want to take a risk of quitting a job.
Yeah. They've built very good relationships in their workplace.
Yeah. And sometimes our friends and colleagues are our comfort zone. And this is another bitter pill to digest if you can. Because I have seen people who are not quitting jobs because they end up mirroring the qualities on lifestyle of their friends. Now you don't know what are the long-term goals, vision and life of your friends or families, your colleagues.
Yep.
And let me tell you personally, I did not have any strong financial backup from my family. I knew I needed to do something in my life. Now many of my colleagues have very strong financial background. So they were never motivated to push their boundaries. Now if I start to spend a time like that, I will always be in a comfort zone.
Yep.
Because they don't have too much liabilities or responsibility to take care. Their father or parents are still going to take care of their next generation also. Right? So you have to understand who is your friend, why they are your friends, why you are spending your time with them, which kind of background they are coming from, and what are their visions in their life. Now this may look very bookish, but it's very dangerous, because I have seen people who are not doing anything in their life because, okay, if I will quit from company A and I'll go to the company B, then my friend circle will change, my colleagues will be changed.
Yes.
So even if I get little bit less payment, I'll stick to this company. I have seen those cases also.
Yeah.
Right? You become comfortable with your managers. Because imagine if you go to another company, you have to build your reputation, connections, leverage again.
Yep.
And you will say, oh my God, this is so good, this is so good. I don't know the manager in the next company.
Yeah.
So you will end up sacrificing those things also. And especially when you start doing business, your circle will change totally. Your old collections will drop. Your old friends will automatically drop. Because you will meet new people which are now business minded. right? And many people don't want to do that. They want to stick to their old friends and connection, which is not a bad thing. I'm not saying bad things. Quit everything. Forget your childhood friends. No. But make sure that you allow new people. Make sure you build a new network. Make sure you improve yourself also. Do you have friends who are just doing pizzas and drinks and having coffees? Are they talking about goals, life challenges, improving, learning new skills? How many employees in corporate sectors will stop learning? We think that we achieved a basic success in our life just because we got a job somewhere. Just because I promote you as a leader.
Yep.
You will show that card to your parents, girlfriend, wife, and you, oh, why? Society will clap for you. That my son is leader, my daughter is a team manager. But how many people are still reading books? How many people are still adding new skills in their life? You will see that learning curve totally goes down once we get a job. Because we think that we cleared interviews, we have some sort of nice pay, we are getting promoted every now and then. Some companies will even give you the titles. We never have any real and value added skills. Our learning curve totally stops sometime in a corporate world.
Yep.
Because that success is very misleading. So that's what I also notice about my colleagues. And my colleagues used to ask me, oh, why you are suddenly interested in this topic? Why you are learning this skill? Because as far as the payment is coming on a monthly basis, or if I get some kind of promotion, why should I need to improve?
Correct.
But when you do a business, you are exposed to lot of challenges that you don't have an option, but you have to learn it.
That's true.
You have to work on marketing, you have to work on selling, you have to work on hiring people, you have to learn to fire people also. You have to understand the human nature also.
Yeah, you got to learn psychology.
Yeah, you have to find your co-founder. You have to understand some legal and tax aspect also now. And you will meet the people where you are mostly end up doing negotiations and deals.
Yep.
So you have to be good at those skills also.
Yes.
So whether you like it or not, business will help you end up learning so many skills automatically.
Correct.
Because without it, you cannot even survive in the business again. Right? Job has the skill improvement, but it's very limited set. And I have seen the skills I learn in job are not most often I can translate outside of the world.
Correct. I think they are very focused only towards what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Not a wider area.
Yeah, your technical skill set,
Right.
something which you can do next time or improve something like that. So that is something that we can focus about if you want to quit a job. Okay. Now that brings into an interesting learning is that it's very much possible that if you are a person who is seriously thinking to quit a job, right? The kind of rewards are given in corporate sector. Have you seen some kind of manipulation? I'm intentionally using the term manipulation. Is that some corporate sectors, in order to retain their employees, or better can I say that in order to kill your passion and dreams, not only they will throw some kind of increment, they'll also throw some kind of titles which doesn't make sense, but it will just satisfy your ego. I work in insurance sector. I work in finance sectors. And sometimes people get dissatisfied. They want to quit a job. They want to do something in their life. And they are now not satisfied with 5%, 10, 20% increment in their life. And corporation and HR knows this very well. Now, how I can kill your dream, how I can kill your passion, is that I can throw you some titles. I'll give you a title of being a team leader, senior team leader, manager, assistant manager, relationship managers. When I was working in sales in insurance sectors, I was working in a bank along with an insurance company. And they had this title called relationship manager. Wow. When you come home, you say to your girlfriend or your wife or your parents, you show your visiting card, you are a relationship manager.
Yeah.
But actually it meant nothing in insurance sector.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because relationship manager means what? Clients come to meet you or you visit the clients to offer them insurance that you have some kind of relationship with your clients.
Yeah.
So you are a relationship manager.
You're basically just a salesman.
You are. I can give you a very cheap title.
Okay.
But now it satisfies your ego. And that's a trick they use.
Yes.
And that trick is being used in the technological sector also. There are companies, big companies, where they give you the title of project manager.
Okay.
Now, project manager sometimes means nothing. It's just that They want to again kill your passion, or they want to kill your move to moving to the another company. So they will say, have a talk with you, and they say, oh, we are so satisfied with your work, don't quit the job. Out of these people, we are choosing you to the project manager.
Okay.
And I used to ask my colleagues who used to get promoted, that you were a manager, now you become a project manager,
Yep.
or you were a team leader, now you become an assistant manager. There is nothing literally changed in what are you doing on a day-to-day basis. It's the same things you are doing.
Yeah.
But in your resume it looks good, and there is a mental ego satisfaction. And I have seen this streak again and again being used by many corporate sector.
Yeah.
So if you are walking with that kind of mindset where somebody can just retain you or kill your dreams on the basis of 10-20% increment, or when that doesn't work, they'll throw you some titles, then it's very easy to trap your younger mindset over there. And it takes years sometime to realize this. I have one my best friend with me who visited few months ago, and he confessed this exact thing, that he became a vice president of certain department.
Okay.
But after working 15 years, then he realizes that there is nothing. I mean, in last 5 years, all the promotions he get, there is almost nothing in his on paper work which is getting changed. It
So
just
he's doing the same job.
yeah. Let's say once you become a manager, they'll promote you as a senior manager, then a departmental manager, project manager.
Yeah.
Then you become a VP of their project or a department. So more or your responsibilities and your work will remain the same.
Right.
Right? But you end up getting the titles.
Yeah.
And then he confessed to me that now he has so much frustrations. Now he understands the game. Now he actually lost many opportunities that he used to get opportunities from little bit smaller companies, but much good responsibilities, much improvement in your skills and overall development of your life. But he said no, because he got trapped by this title games.
Got it.
Because if you go to a medium scale company, the CEO will be like, will focus on what you are bringing on the table.
Right.
And he will assign you that, okay, I have 200 employees, or my revenue is X and we want to reach to the next revenue. So that's why they'll hire good people from the big companies.
Yeah.
They will not care much about the title,
Yeah.
because they are a medium scale or small scale companies. But those challenges are very good, don't you think?
Absolutely.
That you can help someone to scale their revenue.
Grow. Yeah.
Imagine how much you will learn in that company. Because some company have 100 employee and they'll grow until 800 and you are a part of that process.
Yeah.
Do you think whether you will be more care about your titles rather than what you have done?
Absolutely.
And in next 5 years, don't you think those things look good on your resume more? That you are able to scale those revenues, and imagine the challenges you will enjoy over there.
Yep.
But title may not be that fancy, but over here you are getting fancy titles.
Yes.
So he was actually discussing with me that he had lot of this opportunity. He says no, and he was stuck up in this title games. And actually that's where I came to know this another realization, that yeah, this is happening. And then I can relate where I worked in my own colleagues
Yep.
who were trapped in the title, and they called me during Corona time. And one of my colleagues said that, what is the use of my title being a senior manager? If my whole life is surrounded by EMIs, mortgage, and I cannot even call my seniors to fund me anything.
Yeah.
I ended up using credit card as loans. So at that time he understood that he chased the titles and did not chase what is right thing. Because your family will care about your ability to make them safe, not because you are a vice president.
Yeah.
Right? Again bakes to the very basic point. What you said to me, that yeah, our family will care for those kind of things. Next $10 million. Our family will also care about safety compared to whether you are a vice president or just a team leader or a manager. Are you able to keep them safe during crisis or not?
Yep.
What's the use of your titles if you cannot make them safe? And that is one of the reasons that I like business more. That I'm not running after the titles. I'm running after the stability of my family, future wealth, and the freedom. I don't want a title of vice president or a CEO. I'm right now a CEO of my business, or I'm right now an employee of my business. Because when you have a business, you have to remove ego and you have to work on many levels.
Yep.
Right? You can't say that I'll not do that thing. You have to guide people. You have to work on a smaller roles. You have to work on a bigger roles also.
Yes.
Right? So that humbleness also comes up.
Yes.
Right? So that beautiful, right? the kind of insights that we get when you work in a corporate sector and then you shift to the business sector. And the reason this transition becomes so interesting that you will find a very less discussion in our society, no matter where you go. So now if I want to conclude this for someone, if I want to give someone a framework, so let's imagine that someone who is working right now in a corporate sector.
Right.
And they are very serious. That, okay, I want to quit this and I want to start a business, do something in my life. I don't want to end up doing horrible mistakes. I cannot afford those horrible mistakes. I need a framework.
Yep.
So the way I can give them a framework is to, step number first, start to accept the consequences in your life. Step number 2, start to embrace uncertainties. Right? Step number 3, if you want to do something, focus on doing that thing rather than getting frustrated about other things in your life.
Okay.
Right? Don't complain about other things at all. Also, expect that maybe your family, colleagues or people around you will not become your support system. Don't feel morally low. Don't get disappointed. It's okay. You will find your support system somewhere else. Right? Another thing is that slowly start to get in touch with the people who were already successful in quitting the job, because they have the lessons that nobody is going to teach you in the schools, or any book cannot teach you those things. Figure it out. Reach out to them. Have a coffee with them.
Yep.
They will help out. Right? And most importantly, start doing day by day. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for the perfect opportunity. Don't wait for anything to be perfect.
Right.
Just start working. Use your positive energy. Don't focus on the negative things and negative people. And you will be somewhere in your life for the right reasons.
Okay.
That's the framework I can give it to them. So I think it was a beautiful discussion.
Absolutely.
Right? And I got really nice, interesting questions from you also. So if anyone who really wanted to quit the job, I want that at least they will see this video and this content will be really, really useful. So let's conclude now.
Excellent. It was a good conversation, and people who are looking to quit their job, they should watch this and understand what are the 10 things that people want to need to learn.
In anyone wants to get any guidance or mentorship, or my messages are always open. I'm mostly on all the social medias, so that they can get in touch with me if they are facing any problems at all. I'll help them as much as possible.
Excellent.
Okay. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Chetan.
Thank you so much for watching this podcast. I hope you enjoy this content. I personally believe that a small idea or a small insight may change our life, and that's why I'm creating these episodes and different content. If you like my content, please follow it. Please subscribe to it. I'm available on all social medias. Also, if you have any professional or business challenges that you want to discuss with me, I'm always available. My messages are always open. I'm always ready to listen. Thank you.